Senator Dodd, you know, most of the polls show an overwhelming majority of the American public favors making English the official language of the United States.
Well, I think the points been made by Barack Obama and Hillary are very, very important here. This is the kind of question that does divide us. Just a related point here. We need to be encouraging more language training in our country. At the time of the 9/11 attacks here, we had advertisements running in national newspapers for anybody who could speak Arabic here. We have too few of our people in this country that can understand second languages. This is the 21st century. This is a global economy. We need to encourage more diversity in that. Certainly we have a national language here. Right. I speak fluent Spanish along with Bill Richardson. Right. I'm proud of the fact I speak 2 languages. But we ought to be encouraging more of that in the country and not talking about how we have one official language in our nation. That's not helping our country.
All right, we're going to go on to the next question because our time is obviously limited. Scott, go ahead.
Thanks, Will. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Senator Edwards, question for you, sir. I was struck by your conversation that you had a moment ago about dishonesty in politics and wanting to make things clear. It's a healthcare question for you, and I'm really focusing on price tags here. Governor Richardson, for example, says that you can fund health care meaningfully without raising taxes. Senator Clinton has said that she's not prepared to say she will raise taxes to reform health care. Your plan does raise some taxes to fund your universal health care program, so I'm wondering, from your perspective, are they being honest about the true cost of universal health care in America?
Well, let me say first, I think it's a very healthy thing that we have Democrats coming out with health care plans. This country's health care system is completely dysfunctional. I'm proud of the fact that I was the first person to come out with a specific, truly universal health care plan. Senator Obama came out with a plan just a few days ago, which I don't believe is completely universal, but he deserves to be credited because he laid out what the cost is and exactly how he was going to pay for it. And I do believe that, and by the way, you didn't say this, but my plan costs $90 to $120 billion a year. I pay for it by getting rid of Bush's tax cuts for people who make over $200,000 a year. And I believe you cannot cover everybody in America, create a more efficient health care system, cover the cracks, you know, getting rid of things like pre-existing conditions and making sure that mental health is treated the same as physical health. I don't think you can do all those things for nothing. That's not the truth. And I think people have been so sick of listening to politicians who come and say, we're going to give you universal health care, we're going to change the way we use energy in America, we're going to strengthen the middle class, have middle class tax cuts, and in the process, we're going to eliminate the federal deficit.
Thank you.
That is not the truth.
Thank you,
and
Senator.
we need to be honest with people about that.
Let me let Senator Obama weigh in because you did release your plan that Senator Edwards says is not really a universal health care plan because it isn't mandatory on everyone. I wonder if you'd want to respond.
Well, you just identified the basic disagreement with John. And by the way, I think John has a lot of good elements in his plan. And I think that as people release their plans, I think there's going to be a lot of overlap, which is a good thing. But the main disagreement with John and I is John believes that we have to have mandatory insurance for everyone in order to have universal health care. My belief is that most families want health care, but they can't afford it. And so my emphasis is on driving down the costs, taking on the insurance companies, making sure that they are limited in the ability to extract profits and deny coverage. That we make sure the drug companies have to do what's right by their patients instead of simply hoarding their profits. If we do those things, then I believe that we can drive down the costs for families. In fact, we've got very conservative, credible estimates that say we can save families that do have health insurance about $1,000 a year, and we can also make sure that we provide coverage for everybody else. And we do provide mandatory health care for children.
Senator Clinton, you've been involved in this issue, as all of us remember, for a long time. What do you think of Senator Obama's plan?
Well, I'm thrilled that universal health care is back on the national agenda. You know, as we remember back in '93 and '94, we tried to come forward with the plan. We weren't successful. I have the scars to show for that experience. But I am convinced that now when the Democrats all are coming forward saying this has to be a national goal, we then can try to get the political will. The most important thing is not the plan, because there are only a few ways to do this, and we're all talking pretty much about the same things. From my perspective, we have to lower cost, improve quality, and cover everybody. What's important, and what I learned in the previous effort, is you've got to have the political will, a broad coalition of business and labor, doctors, nurses, hospitals, everybody standing firm when the inevitable attacks come from the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies that don't want to change the system because they make so much money out of it.
Senator Clinton, you can do that without raising taxes?
Well, here's the challenge. I have put forth approximately $120 billion in savings from healthcare changes that can come. Everything from electronic medical records to better management of chronic care. That is about in the ballpark of what all of us believe it will cost to cover everyone. The challenge that I'm wrestling with is how do we realize the savings? Now, I don't think there's any Democrat that is not going to let the Bush tax cuts on the wealthiest Americans expire. We're all going to do that. So that money will be available. How then do we set forth the priorities that we want to address, including energy efficiency, dealing with global climate change, and so much else?
Governor Richardson, I want you to weigh in, and then I'll let Senator Dodd weigh in.
As governor of New Mexico, this is what we did. We ensured every